week 3 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few guards I would try to buy here and trade for this week. The first guy, Seth Curry of the Philadelphia 76ers. And Seth Curry, he's playing well here under his father-in-law, Doc Rivers, since the trade went down. And right now, he's hitting threes, he's getting points, and he's been decent on the assist end of things as well. So Seth, he's got a good role. He's starting here for Philly, playing 25, 30 minutes a game, it seems like. And he's getting opportunities in one-on-one coverage, obviously, or even open half the time with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons over there in Philly. So he's getting chances, he's getting good looks, and he's had a few good games the last few days here. 21 points on December 31st, a rebound, 3 assists, a steal, and 5 threes. Then January 2nd, 72% from the field, 3 threes, 21 points, 6 assists. And then January 4th last night, 4 for 7 from the field, 11 points, a rebound, 2 assists, and a block and 2 threes. So Curry, he's trying to mold after his brother. He'll never be good as Steph, but he's turned into a pretty good player now over the last few seasons as Seth Curry. And he fits this Philly team good, like I said. And he's a player I would try to target and get on my fantasy team. And I don't think the Curry owner is going to want a boatload just for Seth Curry. So he's a guy I would get, and he could be sneaky good and help your fantasy team win games and categories as the season goes on. The next guard I would try to get is DeAaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings. Fox, he's been up and down so far this season with his shooting percentage and stats. And his last couple games, though, he's kicked it into gear. But his shooting percentage has still been pretty bad. His last 3 games, 39%, 42%, and 41%. But he's still scoring the points. He's getting to the foul line, is Fox. But his assists have gone down a little now this season. 6 a game he's averaging. But Fox, he's going to be fine. Last week he averaged 21 points, 3 boards, 6.5 assists, 2.8 steals, and 1.3 threes, but only 43% from the field. But DeAaron Fox, he's the leader there in Sacramento. He got the big money contract for a reason, and he's a player I would try to get. I think he's underrated more than anything in fantasy. And right now in the early going, his ranking's in the 60s, which isn't great, but he was drafted in the 3rd or 4th round. But I would try to go out there and get him as Fox, because I think he can help fantasy teams, and I don't think his value is super high either in trying to get him in a deal like Seth Curry. The next guy is DeAndre Murray of the San Antonio Spurs. Murray, he's been pretty solid this season. Last game, though, he had an off game with 4 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, but he still had 3 steals, but he shot 0.7 from the field, which obviously is horrible. And Derek White, he returned a few nights ago, but he didn't play in the back-to-backs. But right here, Murray, he's going to be fine. We saw some big games from him early on the season, including a triple-double versus Toronto on December 26th with 11 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists in that game. So Murray, he's got the capability of putting up huge numbers and playing well for fantasy teams. But now, though, Mariona, he might be worried that Derek White's returning. But we'll see tonight what Murray does. He's got a tough game versus the Los Angeles Clippers, and then once again they versus the Lakers or the Spurs. So we'll see what Murray can do here. But he's a guard I definitely would try to target and have on my team. And just like Curry and Fox, I don't think you got to break the bank to try to trade for him. The 4th guard I would try to trade for is Buddy Hield of the Sacramento Kings. Buddy Hield, his shooting percentage has been bad so far this season, and it just continues the woes. His best shooting game this year from the field was 46%, and the last 4 or 5 games, it's been horrible. December 27th, 37%, 40%, the 29th, the 31st, 38%, 35%, the 2nd, and his last game versus Golden State last night, 25% only, with 10 points, 3 threes, 6 boards, an assist, and a block. So Hield, you know he's going to help at threes. He's a jacker right now. He's jacking a lot of shots, but he's still helping out in the scoring category and threes. But besides that, he's not doing much of anything, and he's hurting your field goal and your turnovers. But I think he'll turn it around. He can't shoot any worse than this, and right now his value is at its lowest. So he's definitely a guy worth buying at the guard position. And the last guard I would try to get is Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns. I know Booker, he's had a couple 20-plus point games now in a row with 22, 25, and 25, but he's still not getting that big game. His other stats aren't all that great, except in his assists, and his field goal percentage on the season has been up and down, 49%, which is good, but he had a couple 30s in there. And right now he's only averaging 21 a game, when last season it was at 26 a game with 6.5 assists. So he's 21-4 now. With Chris Paul there, obviously the ball's going to be out of his hands more, and the assists are going to go down as well. But if the Booker owner is not happy where he got him in early second round, even late first or third, because his points are down from last season and assist, I would try to go out there and get Booker, because his value is probably the lowest it's going to be. And I know Booker's going to explode with monster 35-plus games here and there. And right now, his rank isn't that great in fantasy either, at 100 in the 100. So right now, his value is the lowest. And he's a guard I would go out there and get and try to trade for. And hopefully you could get a good deal for him. So that's a few guards I would try to buy and trade for this week in week 3 of fantasy basketball.